Hi everyone, how are you? And welcome back to my channel. This is Denise and I am Treasures of a Crafty Mind. And here is my design team project shares as a guest designer this month for Trey's Jolie Kit Club. And I've been so excited to be a part of the team for a couple of months here as a guest designer. And thank you so much, Kim. And so today I have this large embellishment that would work really well for a fun decor piece. Let me get a little stand here on my avalanche to my left that you cannot see. Anyway, so if you had a little stand, I have a smaller one, but I'm not sure where it is. So you could put a stand, and then it is a embroidery hoop, and it is the KF's Crafts die set. I cannot remember how old it is. I believe this is KF's Crafts. I just got it, I think I've had it for about a year. But anyway, I used the large hoop, and then I did also run, after I cut the background, I ran it through the piece that makes it look like embroidery fabric, if you are familiar with embroidering, hand embroidery. And then, so I have all of my pieces cut, and I am going to make that with you real quick, show you how I went about doing it. And then I also used the Sizzix large banner set that is kind of an infinity set. So that's how I went about this one here. And then I have used the mold, the Amour Prima mold, to make the embellishments. And my very first guest design team video that you can go back and see, I show you how I made the embellishments with the black air dry clay that came with the kit. And so I did also go into my stash and I grabbed some other molds to use, but from the Amour mold I used the frame, the teacup or coffee cup with the flowers. It is a teacup, I believe. And then I had some other molds that I used a flower, and then this is also from this Amour mold, the bow. And then over here, again, I used the teacup with the flowers. And then I also used one of the fleur-de-lis embellishments. And then I had other Prima molds, and I made a few other molds and used the paint from the kit. And then also some other paints that I have. Here's the Finnabair, this is the unicorn hair, and then I have also used this pink ink design Stardust, and this one is called Turquoise Waters. These were in the Mixedmedia Kit for March 2025. And then some of the other stuff that I have from Kim, I have this, oh, I misplaced it. Where did I put it? I have this, it's a large piece. Here it is. And then I went into it and cut it up. And it reminds me of a wedding quilt. And I did use the Stardust water, turquoise waters. And then I also went back over it. Well, first I did clear gesso and added a little bit of the Stardust turquoise waters to it. and painted it, and then went back over it again with just the dust. And then I went over again and made it look a little bit distressed with the unicorn hair. So I have Prima flowers and some other things, and I thought it would be fun to make these embellishments. I'm not going to make them identical, but I'm going to show you how I did it. So if you would like to head over to Therese Jolie and get some of these. Oh, and the buttons. I have the buttons too. And I don't know if these are still available to purchase. She sent these to me a while ago. So I incorporated them as well. And I've gone ahead and painted my black foam embellishments that I have made. And then there's my buttons. So, and I used the ink, the turquoise waters, Stardust, and added it to some gesso and painted it clear gesso. Alright, so if you'd like to follow on, let's make these.